Okay, let's try this again. Thank you very much. Your test is on Friday. Make sure you are prepared for that. It's 44 questions. They're going to be tough. A lot of you didn't do too well on the last unit exam. You didn't do too well on the essay as well. So I highly suggest you take the time to study. Make sure you are prepared for that. Just walk around back. Where's your phone, by the way? Put it on my desk. Okay, so in what ways does globalization create new opportunities for identity? So since you're all connected to the internet, put your calculator down. Take your notes out. Do you have a pencil? You're all connected to the internet, you have access to different cultures, you got introduced to some yesterday which you struggle to understand and comprehend. How does that change and impact who you are? Right? Or do you even bother to care or notice? Right? Any of you aware of where your clothes are made? Somewhat, right? Some of us have cultural practices at home or that we practice, like you said, Africa Day is May 25th. Okay. Maybe some of you are more impacted by culture that you experience around the world through your cell phones, and for most people that's kind of the only place where they do experience their culture. So how is globalization, so that's the interconnectedness of people, ideas, cultures, economies, how does that change your identity? Right? So having access to that information, how does that impact you and change you? Right? So chapter 4 talked a little bit about migration and people moving. So there's been a process called urbanization that has been ongoing for the last 200 years, which essentially just refers to people tend to move out of smaller towns into bigger cities. Anyone want to take a guess why? Why would someone want to move from Leduc to Edmonton?
Maybe better job options.
Could be better job opportunities. Anything else? Why else might someone want to live in Edmonton or Calgary versus Leduc?
Better, like, I don't know, just society.
Might just like the environment better back there. University, so better education options.
Like more stores.
Better
How they
economic
yeah.
choices, right? Do you kids feel like you have a lot of choice and selection in Leduc? In terms of when you go out to shop?
No.
You're supposed to be at the office.
Office.
Yes.
It's just that, I'm just helping a kid find a room.
Okay, I'll deal with that. You can head down to the office. Miguel Jr., what do you want? What's his name? Yeah, hey, that's for outreach students. Where are you going? Go down there, right. You know, like right in the is that the gym? Mr. Pop teaches there.
I am not old.
Okay, do you feel like your choices are limited for shopping in Leduc? Okay. How many of you go to Westman Mall like once in a while? Okay. How many of you go to other places? How many of you go to the theaters in Edmonton? Okay. So that might be another reason why people move to cities. Any other things that we can think of? Why do you think people move from a small town? I think it's fair to call, is it fair to call Leduc a small town?
Yeah.
Medium size maybe? Why might people want to move to Edmonton, Calgary, Vancouver? Any other reasons? So we got education, we got better job opportunities, we got better, let's say, economics, shopping, and whatnot. Anything else you could think of? could just be more culturally diverse. People are more interested in that. A friend of mine moved from Edmonton to Vancouver. He just likes the kind of lifestyle people live there. I think he called it West Coast hippie lifestyle, which is more so his thing. People might move all over for various reasons. I met a guy when I was in Los Angeles. He talked about moving to Washington, D.C. because that's where people went to pursue careers in law or various NGOs, non-government organizations, charity work and whatnot. So in America, people might move more frequently because there's a lot more different options. In Canada, it's pretty limited, right? What are some of the viable cities you might want to move to?
Or another reason why someone moved to Edmonton because like better housing.
Yeah, people might move for housing. Edmonton's one of the cheaper cities right now, bigger cities. In Calgary and Toronto, Vancouver, house prices are just ridiculous, right? Would you mention Toronto might be another viable city in Canada? Any other viable cities in Canada, big cities that you'd want to move to? Consider? Someone said Ottawa. I feel like Ottawa is just like Edmonton but bigger. Ontario's a province. Okay, we're not really coming up with ideas here, so we'll just move on. What's up?
Niagara Falls.
It's not much of a city.
It's a cool spot.
It's a cool spot, yeah.
It's
That's
like
for sure.
It's like a kid's Vegas.
That's true. It is a kid's Vegas. Okay. Eventually, more people move to large enough cities. They called them metropolises, cosmopolitans, megacities. Take a look at that chart.
Moscow, Russia. I mean, the only reason why Moscow is such a popular city is because you're literally the capital of Russia.
You know that adult TikTok is like the whole family ad, well, the hot guy.
Here are some of the larger cities in the world globally. Any trends you notice there?
No,
Where are some of the larger densely populated cities?
Europe and Asia. Or Asia mainly.
Asia is one of them. What's up?
Africa.
The more populated countries have that.
More the bigger cities, like the growing ones as well. So if you look at the legend, did anyone look at the legend?
Yes.
Legend. It tells you information about the graph. Okay, on the bottom left, you see red and orange are current megacities. So the red, the inner circle or the red circle is the, can we not click the pen? The red is the 2015 population. The orange is the expected 2030 population. Okay. Blue is future megacities. So the dark blue in the center is their current population. The light blue is the future population. So where do you see a lot of the megacities in the future popping up?
Asia.
Asia. Where else?
The southern areas.
Southern areas, right? Anything we could note about those countries, about those areas? Do you think they're already modernized, or do you think they're developing? What do we think? They're developing countries, right? Okay, so many of these countries probably haven't experienced an industrial revolution to the same extent that maybe North America and Europe have for a variety of reasons. Additionally, we're also seeing a lot of the major megacities currently that are going to expand are also in Asia, South America, and Africa as well. There's not a whole lot of megacities pointed out on this map. This map might be a bit old, that are in North America and Europe, right? Other than, ones you'd expect. You have New York, LA, what else? Paris, London. Okay. What's that?
I was reading those wrong names.
Johannesburg? No? So again, here you're seeing a lot of the United Nations expected population growth and just expansions. None of those cities pointed out are in Canada. I don't think there's any European countries. The only North American one would be Mexico City and New York. Why do you, what factors do you think lower population growth? Why do you think people are having less kids here? Could be expensive. Why else do you think people don't have as many kids?
Weather.
What interesting? Why? What?
Well, if it's just summer, you don't have to buy winter homes.
Okay, well, that could come back down to the cost, the expense of raising a child. Go back here.
They can.
What do you mean they can't?
What?
What is it? Like, what is it?
Infertile?
Yeah, fertile, but like,
What they gotta do
or
with
like
it? What they gotta do with the
don't want to
country?
have a kid with them.
Okay, so challenges to reproducing, like infertility, let's say poor health, or perhaps ineligibility. Okay, back there.
What they gotta do with it?
Oh, hold on, can you say that again?